Is drafting from the middle good or bad for your fantasy baseball team this season? Matt and I will show you today that you can be successful no matter where you draft in your upcoming fantasy baseball drafts this season. We'll discuss that and more on today's action-packed episode of Locked On Fantasy Baseball.
You are Locked On Fantasy Baseball, your daily fantasy baseball podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, fantasy baseball fanatics, and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Baseball podcast, brought to you by the Locked On Sports Network, your team every day. As always, we're your number one source for fantasy baseball knowledge, and thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. I'm your host, Dominic Martino, here as always with my co-host and my brother, Matthew Arne.
Yo.
You can find us on all social media platforms and podcasting apps. Just search for Locked On Fantasy Baseball, and we'll be there. Please leave a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify or wherever you may listen. Also, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on YouTube because, as always, we love talking fantasy baseball with you. And guys, just a little note here: if you're a fan of Matt and I, or if you're just a fan of fantasy baseball in general, Matt and I are getting very, very close here to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And we just appreciate, all the help along the way, and if you could just pass this podcast along to a friend that's also into fantasy baseball, or just a friend that loves baseball in general, we would truly, truly appreciate it. It means a lot to us. We're going to be having giveaways going on this season and a lot of other stuff as well. So once again, if you could help us out, it's truly appreciated over here. But on today's episode, Matt and I are continuing the tradition of mock draft Mondays with week 3 of them here. This mock draft is going to be a 5x5 head-to-head category league with standard positions. Also 2 utilities, no corner or middle infielder, 2 starting pitchers, 2 relief pitchers, and 4 pitcher spots. And there will be no bench for us today. We're trying to keep it quick and short and neat for you guys. So without further ado, Matt, let's get it started, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get it started here. We're coming out of the 7th hole today. And we're on the board. First couple guys that come off the board is Aaron Judge with number 1 overall, Shohei Ohtani number 2, Trey Turner number 3, Jose Ramirez number 4, Ronald Acuna 5, Julio Rodriguez number 6. So I think we're pretty much in a good spot here to see what's going on and actually have a nice little draft pick. Dom, what are you thinking right now?
I did another real draft the other day, and I think I picked in the 5th spot, and I took Juan Soto, and I couldn't have been more excited to get Juan Soto, especially he's off to a super, super hot spring. I know he's a little banged up. I forget. I think it's a calf or something like that, but they're just being precautionary with him, and I think Juan Soto is going to have a monster bounce back year this year. I don't see how he can go anywhere else but Mr. Juan Soto. I know that's your boy too.
Oh no, I mean I'm loving it. I think that's the pick. I say let's do it.
Yeah. Especially outfielder is super thin position this year. Definitely want to try and get an outfielder in one of the first 2 rounds just to build that nice strong core.
Amen to that. So right after Juan, Freddie Freeman went, Kyle Tucker, Mookie Betts, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bobby Witt Jr. It's the pack of juniors right there. Yordan Alvarez, Mike Trout. Oh God. Corbin Burns, Manny Machado, Austin Riley were back on the clock here. What's nice about drafting out of this spot is, you kind of don't have too many picks in between, which is kind of cool. Like, you get 6 picks in front of you and then 5, and then pretty much just not 6, you get 11 and 12, which is kind of nice. So like get 1 extra spot on the way back before the other one, and it kind of balances out your draft. I really do like it. So we have an outfielder, and what's crazy too is if you look at it, there was one pitcher gone. So I like that. Definitely not touching a pitcher right now. I think, Dom, it's funny, we haven't gotten a shortstop yet, and I'm eyeing somebody right now.
I think I know where you want to go, and you want to go Tatis. I mean, I love Tatis as well. I think he could possibly be the best fantasy baseball player when healthy. He's already playing in spring training this season. I know his defense isn't looking great, but fortunately, that doesn't matter when it comes to fantasy baseball because we don't count defense.
Yep.
So I think with that being said, let's shore up the shortstop position and let's take Tatis.
Yeah. And also, too, what's beautiful is you're kind of getting him as a discount because he's only going to miss 2 weeks of baseball and then he's coming back. Because if he was playing the full season, he'd probably be a top 12 pick. We wouldn't be able to get him so cheap right now, which is really nice. I'm really,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
I'm really happy with the value. So after Tatis, we had Bo Bichette, Garrett Cole, Pete Alonso, Rafael Devers, Max Scherzer, Paul Goldschmidt, Jose Altuve, Sandy Alcantara, JT Realmuto, Marcus Simeon, Spencer Strider, and Edwin Diaz. Now, I'm like, what, 4 pitchers have gone?
Yeah,
And
well, 4 or 5 if you count
Shohei.
Otani.
Yeah, you're right. 4, but like 5 out of 5, like 4 out of the top 10. So like I'm kind of okay with still not getting a pitcher. I am kind of good with kind of going to grab another, you know, kind of putrid position that where there's scarcity. And Dom, how do you feel about Nolan Arenado right now?
I like Nolan. I like Nolan. I mean, we're pretty good. When Tatis comes back, the steals are going to be there. So I mean, we don't really need to dig deep and go crazy for steals right now. And honestly, Nolan Arenado had a great year in St. Louis last year. I think he continues that trend, especially with St. Louis only truly getting better with all the young guns they have. Going to be in their second year, or some guys in their first year that are showing out. I think Nolan Arenado is a great pick right now at a position at third base that thins out very, very quickly.
All right, so that's a done deal. And I mean, you know what? It's crazy. I think that we've hit 2 positions that have scarcity, and we got a value on a player that should be drafted higher if they were playing a full season. So I think so far our draft is pretty solid. We haven't missed out on really anything yet. So wow, this next pick is really early. Bryce Harper going in the 3rd round. That's
Damn,
outrageous.
he's moving on up draft boards.
You know what, people, like if this happens in your league, you just say good luck, and then when they're struggling later, you can get him for a discount and trade for him and get him pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
So, let me read off this, and I think Dom has somebody nice to talk about. So, Bryce Harper, Jacob deGrom, Aaron Nola, Shane McClanahan, Dylan Cease, Brandon Woodruff, Corey Seager, Michael Harris II, Francisco Lindor, and Kyle Schwarber.
All right, man. I think we can make one more pick here real quick. Let's pull up the board here. And guys, me personally, this has just been my strategy all through draft season so far, and even when I was doing mock drafts earlier, in the year, it's 3 bats and then a starting pitcher for me in most leagues. I will say this: if you're in a points league where starting pitchers get bumped up, they get a lot more points than bats do. Sure, take a starting pitcher early and know your league. I think that's when we get into our draft tips episode, that's going to be a big point that I'm going to push. But for now, just make sure you know your league, know how it works, especially if it's a points league. But in most standard head-to-head category leagues and roto leagues, this is the strategy that I'm finding success with. And I see Justin Verlander there on the board, and I think that's the move because Verlander's looked great in his first outing with the Mets. I believe he went 3 innings and struck out 3. And I currently have Verlander in my top 5. I will let you guys know exactly where in a second. But Matt, do you agree? You think Verlander's the move here?
Oh, the second I saw his name there, it was not even a question. He's my number 2 pitcher.
Yeah, there you go. That's just great value on
Yeah.
Verlander, to be honest, in the 4th round.
Sold, bro. So
Yeah, I have Verlander as my number 4 starting pitcher.
So we're right there with it. But Dom, I think you got something for us.
Yeah, guys, if you're like me, you have a full-time job and you need to hit the gym sometimes, like to stay in shape, you want a quick snack to bring along with you, or just, a snack that you can eat at home, then you got to try Built Bar. These bars taste great while maintaining amazing macros. I don't know how Built Bar does it, but what's even better is that they are healthy for you. Built Bars only have 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, and a whopping 17 grams of protein. You got to get that protein in your diet, whether you're hitting the gym or not. It's very good for you. They also come in unbelievable flavors like cookies and cream, double chocolate or coconut puff. And guess what? Now you don't even need to wait around to get a box, because for years we've been talking about only being able to order your Built Bars at Built.com. But Built Bar has expanded, and you can now go to your local Walmart or Sam's Club and get you a few boxes of Built Bars. Guys, once again, I know I said it last time, but if you haven't had a Built Bar yet, I just feel like it's on you at that point. They're absolutely delicious. The Churro ones are certainly my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Matt, let's move on here. Well, you want to read off the guys that went after Verlander?
Yes, sir. So after Verlander, we had Jazz Chisholm, Christian Javier, Randy Rosarina, Dalton Varsho, Carlos Rodon, Ozzy Albies, Luis Roberts, Shane Bieber, Matt Olson, Class C because he's classy, Zach Gallen, and Josh Hader. So we had three closers coming off the board and another pitcher run, which is actually kind of giving me the willies here. Normally I don't get scared, but that is an actual decent pitcher run. But there's still somebody on the board I'm kind of okay with. I'm looking at names. So, Dom, how do you feel about going in outfielder right now? I feel like we need to.
Yeah, that's a move. I just want to point out, I feel like Brandon Woodruff has moved up draft boards, and that's the right move. I was always getting him super, super late, and I feel like he's just sneaking up draft boards, which is a good thing. He's a very talented pitcher. But as for our pick right now, I mean, I feel like we've both done it in like all of our drafts that we've done. But Eloy Jimenez, man, I think if he could just stay healthy and have that big year that we expect of him, he's going to be a great player in that White Sox lineup. The dude could hit 30 bombs, a 280 batting average. Runs and RBIs are really dependent on how that team plays around him, but I think the RBIs should be good. Runs might not be elite, but still could chip in like 75, 80 runs.
I'm so on board with that. And now we're gonna load up on power and average, and we're still in it with steals too because of Tatis, and we'll be able to scoop somebody up later that'll be able to help out in that category. So I'm definitely on board for Eloy. I think so far this team is solid. It's probably the best draft start that we've had so far. Let's read off what just went down. Right. So right after Eloy, we had Cedric Mullins, Alec Manoah, Julio Urias, George Springer, Jordan Romano, Zach Wheeler, Devin Williams, Max Fried, Will Smith, Framber Valdez. Man, that's early for a catcher. And for him to be the first catcher, it's another thing. Woof.
Who? Will Smith? Yeah, Will Smith. Yeah. Well, JT went off the board already. JT went off the board.
Oh, I missed that. That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Will Smith, I do have him ranked a little bit lower, but he's all reliable. That is early to grab a catcher, especially when catcher is so deep this year. Kind of is what it is at that point. But let's move on here. At this point in the draft, none of the starting pitchers at the top of the board are really like sticking out to me. So I think maybe we could still grab one more bat here before we turn back to starting pitcher. And we don't have a first baseman yet, correct?
No, we don't.
We could look at first baseman.
I think
here.
we kind of need to, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the top two guys are our boys. Well, the two of the top three guys we really love here, and it's Abreu and Vinny P.
You already know.
Yeah, I think Vinny P is the move here.
Italian breakfast.
Yeah, love him, love him. I guess it's the Italian in us that just, and this kid's also great. Last year had a monster year, hit, 290. He crushed it in the minors. He's doing very, very well so far in spring training. I think he's got 2 or 3 bombs already. And, he's looking good. So that kind of shores us up at first base before it kind of falls off a cliff there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Italian breakfast, I'm just going to read off what he's doing in spring just so everybody knows, like, we're backing up what we're talking here. So, like, in 9 at-bats, he has 3 runs, 3 singles, a home run, 4 ribbies. Hasn't struck out yet, which is really nice.
Nice.
And he's batting .444.
Any walks?
No walks either.
All right.
Oh, no, 2 walks. 2
there
walks. I apologize.
That's what he does.
So, Vinny is going to be a phenomenal pick this year. And, if you listen to other podcasts, they're on the same pace with us with Vinny P. I think he's going to be phenomenal. But let me read off what just went down, right? So, Tristan McKenzie, Luis Castillo, Adolis Garcia, Aldi Rutschman, Kevin Gosman, Alex Bregman, Corbin Carroll, Yu Darvish, Salvador Perez, Teoscar Hernandez, Joe Musgrove, and Ryan Presley. We're on the board. I think we need to get a pitcher now. There's no question.
Yeah, I think this is where you dip back into that starting pitcher market. Christian Javier went already, right? Yes. That's. I guess that was wishful thinking.
Yeah, he went 2 rounds ago.
Yeah. This is tough. I do like Clayton Kershaw. I've been taking him in a lot of my drafts, and I think just the upside. But the thing is, pairing him with Verlander is so tough. I mean,
I don't
Verlander's been healthy, but I mean,
I don't want to do it. I'm kind of
yeah.
I'm leaning Sevy.
Yeah, Sevy got hit again. He got hit hard again in spring training. I know spring training.
Uh,
I know spring training isn't really where you want to take your, all your notes from, but Sevy has not looked good so far. We could go Severino though. I don't like him as a number 2. I
I
love
would
him
have
as a
preferred
number
Nestor,
3.
but I just don't know if he's going to play.
Yeah,
Like,
no, we don't. He's on his way back. I think he's supposed to pitch in spring training games next week. I believe he's supposed to start, in spring training games next week is what I heard.
yeah, I mean, if that's the case, I kind of would go Nestor. Like,
Yeah, we can go nasty. We can go nasty,
let's get
Nestor.
nasty with it
Yeah,
because I mean, to be honest, like let's talk about it. If there was no injury, right? This would be a no-brainer pick for us. Like
yeah,
it would be Nestor, and we'd just be sitting there nasty, and it
yeah.
would be great. Sorry, too much wordplay there.
I feel like Draft Wizard is like kind of on top of their ADP as to where they're fixing it because
Yeah,
Yahoo is not that caught up. I want to tell you guys where I got Nasty Nestor in my Yahoo draft the other day. But before Matt, you want to read off who else went?
yes, sir. So after Mister Nasty, um, Dansby Swanson, Xander Bogaerts, Starling Marte, Tyler Glasnow, Ryan Hensley, Felix Batista, Byron Buxton, Raciel Iglesias, O'Neal Cruz super early. That's vomit sauce. Robbie Ray. So we're back on the board. It's crazy. There has been a lot of closers going, and I just don't feel like I care right now. Because we still got our boy Clay Holmes. We still have, Jansen, Duvall, Alexis Diaz, Duran. There's still names out there that I feel comfortable going with and kind of just taking the later round, getting a boost in other positions. And right now, let me read off our team too, because I feel like we haven't read that off yet. We have Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis, Nolan Arenado, Justin Verlander, Eloy Jimenez, Vinny P, and Nasty Nestor. Um, I think we got to go second base. Actually,
We could look in that area. I do want to update with Nasty Nestor. He is expected to make a spring training debut at the middle of next week. And also, a manager of the Yankees, Aaron Boone, did come out and say that Nestor is in line to start the season on time as the Yankees' fifth starter. So it gives him a little time to build up. And I think from all accounts, it looks like he's going to be ready for opening day. So if you did move him down your draft boards or your rankings, then you definitely should move him back up. I actually got Nasty Nestor in the 10th round of my draft the other day, pick 116. So it doesn't look like he's going to be available there anymore. But guys, if you draft in, I say this weekend, maybe try and sneak him in, maybe round or two earlier than he was going on Yahoo, which is after pick 100.
yeah.
But as for what we're going to do here, Matt, what are you thinking, brother? I'm sure you have something in mind. I was doing too much digging on Nasty Nestor.
No, I'm good with that. So no, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I see Brandon Lowe here. So like he's well out of the picture for what we can get right now. Like in terms of we could wait a while. And
Yeah.
I'm looking, I'm like, okay, outfield might be getting thin real quick. There's Nick Castellanos, but we might be able to play the ADP game right now. And I think we might be able to just go and scoop up one more arm. And I'm thinking Blake Snell.
I think that's the move. That's the move here is to grab another arm.
I think we go Blake
Yeah,
Snell.
we could take Blake if you want to do that. I do have Kershaw over him, but we've taken Kershaw in drafts already. We can go
Well,
Blake Snell.
that and let's just be a little bit more conservative in this draft with it. Like we've had a very risky staff, and now with Verlander there, I'd just prefer to have a little bit more like longevity, you know?
Yeah,
And like it would be between him and
Snell's going to
Kyle
give you
Wright.
yes. Kyle Wright. I think he's banged up too. I believe Kyle
Uh,
Wright is dealing with a shoulder issue. Let me just double check
they're
myself
the
on that.
bearer of bad news. Like it's like
Well, I just want to make sure that the people are aware of what's going on. As I gave you good news on Nasty Nestor, and I know it might be a Yankee thing, but let's see what's the word here on Kyle Wright. So let's go Blake Snell, Matt. And if you want to talk a little bit about Blake Snell, be my guest.
yeah. So I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a shoulder issue for Kyle
okay.
Wright. He's they're holding him back with
Yikes.
shoulder soreness.
All right. Well, that is what it is. I mean, Blake Snell, I think has been looking great. I haven't seen he's been throwing his changeup yet, which is another good news. So maybe he's finally ditched it and he could be the guy that we all think he can be. So I'm pretty excited for that. So that's kind of why I just leaned him. Um, but yeah, other than that, let me read off who went after Blake. It was Logan Webb, Gunnar Henderson, Tommy Edmonds, Andres Jimenez, Wander Franco, Brian Reynolds, Tim Anderson, Jose Abreu, Kenley Jansen, Willie Adames, Carlos Correa, and Wilson Contreras. Um, that some good picks in there. A lot of second basemen went. But before we move on and we finish up this draft and go, full lock on for the last of this. I do want to talk about a great sponsor here, and it's LinkedIn. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high stake wager for your small business. You want 100% certainty that you have access to all the best qualified candidates available. That's why you check into LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the right people for your team faster, and it's for free. You can't beat that. It's super easy. Create a job post on LinkedIn. Simple tools like screening questions, making it easy to focus on candidates that are just right with the skills and experience that you need for your position that you need to hire. Small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs help you find qualified candidates you want to talk to fast and get the best possible outcome for your small business. It's your baby. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedonmlb. That's linkedin.com/lockedonmlb to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Well, let's finish this bit draft up. We got no more ads until the end, and I think we can really dig in and get a great team. And our last pick was Blake Snell. And I think now we kind of look at what we got here. We kind of need another outfielder and we need a second baseman. That's where my head's at right now.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping Jimenez made it back to us, but unfortunately he didn't.
He didn't. But there's Brandon Lowe, there's Max Muncy, there's Polanco, there's India. There's options here.
Is Kris Bryant still there?
Yeah, he is.
I want Kris Bryant, man. If you guys haven't been paying attention, Kris Bryant's been lighting up the world so far in spring training, and I just think he's putting the injuries behind him, and they weren't like soft tissue or major injuries. A little plantar fascia, a little back soreness. That is just something that can is manageable. And at 31 years old, Kris Bryant, like I said, having a good spring training. He's played 4 games, 10 at bats, 3 runs, 3 hits. 2 of those hits are bombs, 3 RBIs. He's walked once, struck out twice, and he's hitting 300. So I mean, he's looking like the old Kris Bryant. Who says he can't hit 30 plus home runs with a plus batting average, decent runs and RBIs, and he's been known to chip in some steals. I don't know if he's going to do it this year. He's getting a little older, and the plantar fascia acts up. Maybe not as many, but hey, chips in 5 steals. It's plus in that, plus in the category. Helps.
Yeah. I mean, also too, like his injury is kind of built into the price. Him going in the 9th round, it is kind of like, hey, like he could get hurt this year and miss games, and not expecting him to play a full season. Hence why he's falling down. Because if everybody knew he was going to be healthy for a full season, he'd be much higher. He'd be in the top 3 rounds. So like you're getting him as a discount. He's our outfielder 3. Like you can't really go wrong. But let me read off who went after Kris Bryant, and that's Kyle Wright, Nathaniel Lowe, Clayton Kershaw, Stephen Kwan, Camilo Doval, Alejandro Kirk, Max Muncy, Tyler O'Neill, Logan Gilbert, and Trevor Story. So now we're in a conundrum here. I think we're getting close to where we need to pick a relief pitcher.
Yeah, who's there? Or I to be honest with you, I love William Contreras at catcher. I think he has a breakout year this year, to be honest.
I'm there with you, but right now, like if we go that, we're gonna give up on getting a closer and getting saves. Whereas catcher, we can kind of, just like pass the buck on that and get somebody that's gonna give similar production.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like
I do like Johan Duran, to be honest, and Clay Holmes is good too. But they did come out and say that Clay Holmes might be used in the 8th sometimes. Don't know, depending on who's coming up, and if the best hitters are coming up, like 3, 4, 5 are coming up in the 8th, they're probably going to use Clay Holmes there. And Wandy Peralta has just looked absolutely lights out. He broke the record of the fastest strikeout in MLB history. He struck a guy out in 20 seconds. His velocity is up. That's Wandy Peralta. So I think they're going to mix and match. But I think Johan Duran kind of has the job over there in Minnesota. I think he's going to run away with it. The kid throws absolute gas. He had a monster year, big strikeout guy, 67 innings with 89 Ks last year. I think Duran's the move.
I hear you. And Durant can be good. The only problem I have with him is how many save opportunities do they think he's going to get? So, like, as a team, with the Twins, they're good, but are they going to put him in a position to be successful and get us to production? Whereas Clay Holmes being on the Yankees, even if he's not used full time, and like say he only gets like, I don't know, out of three three save attempts in a week, right? He gets 2 out of the 3. There's a good chance Clay Holmes is coming home with that versus Duran. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whereas
I mean,
Duran,
I bet you
Duran just
differ,
has,
but
yeah, okay. I mean,
it's all right. I mean,
I'm not
you
saying
can go Clay
Duran's,
Holmes.
I'm not,
I think they're both great. I think they're both
yeah,
great.
I'm not saying Duran's going to blow a save. What I'm saying is the team around Duran being able to, one, play defense, two, put up the points to match is different from the Yankees. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I hear you.
The only thing is Duran has higher upside for K's because Clay Holmes is not a K's guy, unlike Duran.
Yeah,
But
I think they're going to wind up being pretty close in saves too. To be
I
honest.
you would think, let's go Clay Holmes. I just feel a little bit more
Yeah,
comfortable just based off of the team.
that's fine. I don't blame you.
So here we go. Let's read off who went down after Clay Holmes. We have Pena, Hoskins, William Contreras, MJ
That's my
Melendez,
dog.
Anthony Santander Bank, George Kirby, Hunter Green, Jake Cronenworth, Seiya Suzuki, Christian Walker, Christian Yelich, and I was waiting for another Christian.
Yeah, right. The
Jake,
Christian party over here.
yeah, in the name of the Father, Jake McCarthy. So, um, I think honestly, like no real position has stuck out that like, hey, we're at a scarcity here. The only position we need, right?
Catcher.
Well, whatever for
Wait,
catcher.
William Contreras
We
and
s-
MJ Melendez. By the way, MJ Melendez is having a monster spring training. If nobody's noticed, the kid is performing very, very well.
the
I
only
might
problem
have
with
to adjust with him.
oh yeah, he's going to be great. But the only thing I'm going to say is we don't even have a second baseman yet. And I think that's
Yeah,
more
that's true.
valuable than getting a catcher.
Yeah,
Like
I'll tell you this though. My thought at second base right now is you could just wait for Vaughn Grissom. I know. Like we've talked about him to like nauseum at this point, and I feel like we might have single handedly moved his ADP up in on Yahoo like a lot because I see him going so much higher than he was like a month or two ago. And the kid is
yeah.
absolutely raking in spring training. Let me see if I can grab you his spring training stats so far. That's my thought about second base. I say just wait because these other guys that really don't fit what we're doing so much, as far as we kind of need some speed. We have a lot of power.
All
I
right.
don't want to take a Brandon Lowe who's going to drag our batting average down. I do like Polanco, but Polanco's a big question mark. And guys, in case you're not paying attention, 22-year-old Vaughn Grissom so far has played 5 games in spring training, 11 at-bats, 5 runs, a double, 4 RBIs, a steal. He's walked once. He hasn't struck out, and he's hitting 455. So I think the kid runs away with the second base job. And if you can get him late in your drafts, it's an absolute steal of a pick. I wouldn't mind maybe leaning back into starting pitching.
Right there. I just caught my eye.
Sevy's still sitting around. That's a deal and a half, to be honest. I have him in within my top 30. So I think
Yeah.
that's actually a great pick, to be honest.
I think that's the pick. We do need to get a steals guy after this. Like there is no question.
Yeah. Whether it's maybe another outfielder to throw out utility,
Yeah.
that could work.
All right, let me read off what we got going on here. So after Sevy, we had Chris Bassett, Gleyber Torres, Giancarlo Stanton, Nick Castellanos, Ahmed Rosario, David Bender, Ty France, Alexis Diaz, Nick Lodolo, Liam Hendricks. Wow, Liam Hendricks. The guy isn't going to pitch this year. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, my man is dealing with cancer, and it's sad and everything. But
He
he
was
ain't.
throwing a little bit. I don't
He,
think he's coming back anytime soon, but he'll be
he's
back. He'll be back. I got
he's
faith.
still going through chemo. So like,
Yeah,
you could throw all you want, but there's still baseball shape, and then there's just throwing the ball.
that's
You know,
true.
like he is not there yet, and I don't foresee him back anytime soon if he pitches at all. So I read off who we got. I'm trying to look here. So who's the steals guy here? I mean, I see
Is
Tyler
there
Ward's.
is Durant still there by any chance? Is Johan Durant still on the board?
That's actually a
Just
fair point.
to grab another,
Yo, done, done.
to just get us another closer in there, so we're at least in the game when it comes to saves, and we're not punting it. And I personally think when
Oh,
Matt
Scott Barlow.
Scott Barlow. He's got Chapman there now, so I don't know how they're gonna do that. But Johan Duran, I forget who they had. Some other old dude. Was it Colome or somebody else there
Yeah,
last
Colme
year
was there.
that was stealing the saves from him? And I think he's just the only guy there this year. I think they let him loose for
Right.
lack of other words. Oh, Tyler Stevenson went too. Oh,
Yeah, no. Killing me.
Hoppy's still there though. Hoppy's our dog. We can
We're
go
gonna get
Hoppy
O'Hoppy.
later.
I'm not worried about catcher, man.
Yeah.
We need to get some steals. Like, so here's what happened right after
Yeah.
Duran: Pete Fairbanks, Taylor Ward, Daniel Bard, Lance Lynn, Luis Arias, Sean Murphy, Jesus Luzardo, Josh Bell, Scar Barlow, Tony Gonsolin, great value,
It's a good pick.
Matt Chapman, and Tyler Stevenson. So, oh, this is hurting, man.
Yeah, the Tyler Stevenson pick hurts, man. I think and the thing with Tyler Stevenson, in case anybody hasn't heard, the Reds came out and said, hey, even on days when he's not catching, we're going to try and get him in at DH. And I think that's going to be great for him. I do love Oscar Gonzalez there, man. I know you had him pulled up. That's another one of our boys. We might be able to wait on him a little bit.
I think we should.
Just in general, is there anyone at all that Jorge Polanco's still there, huh?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty. Nico Horner has pretty good value. He's pretty, but the thing is, he kind of fits what we're doing in the sense of we kind of need steals now, and we kind of locked up bombs. How many? Just click on Nico Horner real quick. What did he steal last year? Like 17 bases, I believe. Is that
20?
Right? 20 bases. He had 281. He's going to be playing some second base this year as well. So I think, and then was it 481 at bats there?
Yeah.
So that's not even a full season. He could probably steal 25, maybe even 30 bases. I think Nico Horner is somebody that we haven't talked about a lot, but can be very, very valuable in fantasy, especially since he's going pretty late. I believe his ADP up there, it says 184.
Yeah.
So you're getting around pick 200. I do like Nico Horner. Kind of fits our build a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm not opposed
He
to
could
Horner.
he could play shortstop until Tatis comes back. I think that's actually a good move.
That's actually a great move. Done deal.
Yeah.
And then when Tatis comes back, we're going to be good in steals between him and Tatis because Tatis can get 40, and then Horner will get us 20. That puts us in 60 bags on the season, and then without anybody else chipping in.
Chippies. Yeah, got a couple of chippies, a couple of chippy guys.
I think in total on our team right now we have 7 stolen bases without picking another bat.
Yeah.
But let me read off our team and the picks. So right now, right after Horner, we had Freddie Peralta go, Andrew Vaughn, CJ Crone, Jack Flaherty, Pablo Lopez, Jorge Polanco, Lucas Giolito, Mitch Haniger, Hunter Renfroe, Joe Ryan. And our team is looking like the following: Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis, Nolan Arenado, Justin Verlander, Eloy Jimenez, Vinny Pasquantino, Nasty Nestor, Blake Snell, Kris Bryant, Clay Holmes, Luis Severino, Johan Duran, and Nico Horner. So we have 1, 2, 3 starting pitchers. I think we need to get another
4.
pitcher.
We got Severino. We got 4.
Oh, that's right. So here's.
I would definitely agree with the look. At least taking a look at starting pitching though, and seeing what's still left out there, because starting pitching's deep, but it does start to thin out at a certain point, and you kind of want to stay on top of it. Out of the guys that I'm seeing there, I believe I have Jeffrey Springs ranked the highest, and Jeffrey Springs had a breakout year last year. He's over a K per 9. I'm going to read off to you guys actually what Jeffrey Springs did last year. If you're not
I got it right here.
Go for it, brother.
135 innings, 9 wins, 144 Ks, 2.46 ERA with a 107 WHIP. So it's a solid season, and he's on Tampa, which always produces great arms in a great park for pitchers. And they're a good team, so he's going to have the opportunity to really be successful this year, and hopefully get to like 150, 160 innings and really take it to that next level. Jeffrey Springs is going to be really good this year.
Yeah, and so I was just going to say, so far this spring in his first outing, 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 Ks. So looks like he's on pace to pick up where he left off.
Yeah, I think we scoop him up. Let's call it a day.
It's a good move. Good number starting 5 pitcher in a 12-man league.
Let me just take a look at something real quick. So, roster. All right.
So our team's looking pretty solid so far. Pretty good team.
Yeah,
up until this point.
Yeah, we gotta fill obviously a second baseman, even though Horner is not there yet. You get a second baseman, which we're gonna get Von Grissom at some point. You get a catcher, 1 more UT, and 2 more starting pitchers, and then the draft is over. So let's see what's up. I think
Yeah, where's Von Grissom on
right,
that list? Oh,
he's getting up to the
he's
top.
sneaking up. Yeah, let's go Von Grissom. Let's just lock him in before anyone else could take
Right.
him.
This is one of those situation guys where you kind of like, okay, you're getting into that point where it's scarcity. Who do you trust at this point? And obviously, we've been waiting around for him. You kind of just like, even if it is a little bit of a reach by a round, I'd rather lock it up and get the guy I want and not be beat on the position at this point.
Exactly. Perfectly said, my brother.
All right, let me read off what went down here. So after Mr. Grissom, we got Johannes Suarez.
Eugenio Suarez. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
good. You got it.
yeah. Drew Rasmussen, Andrew Munoz, Brady Singer, Key Brian Hayes, Ian Happ, Michael Kopech,
Ooh,
Jose
good pick.
Miranda. We're bringing him up into damn Kopech. Sorry, Paul Sewall, Merrill Kelly.
And just
So
real quick, Jose Miranda's another guy I love. He had 2 home runs yesterday, and the kid's just going to be absolutely great. So keep an eye on Jose Miranda as well.
yeah, for sure. Um, so let's look here. I think I think now that we've gotten that covered, I think we need to go and get another pitcher.
Yeah. Oh, Grayson's still there. I think Grayson Rodriguez is a good pick. G Rod is he's pretty much almost guaranteed the job. With the rotation with the Orioles, they really don't have too many guys there that are actually going to get anything done. And I believe his first outing went very well for him in spring training. I'm going to double check that. Yeah, he pitched 2 clean innings. He walked 1, struck out 1. He looked pretty good. I think he's sky's the limit for the kid. I do like Grayson Rodriguez.
And that is our pitcher 6. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, I think that's a good move.
So that's the pick.
Yeah, we haven't talked about G-Rod too much this year. He was on his way to make his major league debut about halfway through last year before he got injured. Came back at the end of the year and pitched a few starts in the minors, and he looked very, very well down there.
Yes. All right. So here's a deal. I'm gonna read off who get it, and I think we gotta hit our boy Oscar. Let me read off what happened here. So right after G Rod, we had Rowdy Telez, Lance McCullers, Evan Phillips, nice pick, John Gray, Yandy Diaz, Walker Bueller. Again, he's not pitching this season. Jose Barrios, Keibert Ruiz, Jose Leclerc, Jorge Lopez, Alex Cobb, and Alex Lange, another one of our late round.
That kid is absolutely great. I believe he had a monster outing in his first spring training outing as well. I'm going to double check that though.
Yeah. But I think, Dom, we got to scoop up a backup outfielder. I think that we have to go Oscar at this point. Oh,
Yeah, I do like Oscar Gonzalez. Anthony Rizzo is still there. I saw it too. I do love Anthony
Yeah.
Rizzo. Let's just peek our head at catcher though. Is O'Hoppe still around? I'm hoping he is. And if so, how far?
Oh, he's good.
Okay, yeah, we could wait at least one more round to get O'Hoppe.
Yeah, he's
Oscar
like,
Gonzalez Oscar Gonzalez is a very good pick at this point in the draft.
yeah, I think we scoop him up and just be happy.
Yeah.
Boom.
If you haven't tuned in before, guys, Oscar Gonzalez is an absolute beast. He had a monster year last year. He had a pretty good playoffs as well. I'm gonna read you off his stats real quick just to keep you guys informed in case you don't know about Oscar Gonzalez. He played 91 games last year, 362 at bats, 39 runs, 27 doubles, 11 bombs, 43 RBIs. Oh wait, am I reading? Yeah, I'm reading this right. And he hit 296. So
Damn.
he's very, very good young player. Definitely keep your eye on him. He's going to be 25 years old this year.
Yeah, he's going to be a great player. All right, let me read off who went. So there's your boy Anthony Rizzo right after, Miles Michaelis, Javier Baez, Craig Trimble, Alec Boehm, Jonathan India, Frankie Montas. He's done for the season. Mark Melanson, Andrew Heaney, and Cal. I can't even say that guy's
Cal
name.
Raleigh.
Raleigh. Oh, he's getting Raleigh. I got it. I'm getting riled up. All right.
Boot and Raleigh.
Yeah. All right. So what we need here to fill
Yeah,
up
what
this
do we have
team?
left, Matt? O'Hoppe,
Oh,
probably.
Hoppy and a pitcher.
Yeah,
So
take O'Hoppe. Let's just lock him in just in case.
okay. Yeah, because the team won't look good if we don't have a good catcher.
Yeah, and guys, Logan O'Hoppe is another young kid that he came over in the Brandon Marsh trade, and he didn't play a lot in the majors last year, but when he did, he He played, let's see, hold on, let me scroll down here. He played 5 games, 14 at-bats, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 RBIs, and he had 286. But the thing is, he was absolutely dominant down in the minors last year, down in the minors in Double-A, 104 games, 72 runs, 14 doubles, 26 bombs, 78 RBI, 7 steals, and he had 283. So Logan O'Hoppe in that, Angels lineup can be very, very interesting. I have him in my top 15 catchers. He's definitely somebody that you need to keep an eye on if you're drafting late on your catcher like Matt and I just did.
Yeah, and also too, I mean, to be completely honest, the kid's gonna translate. Like it's just one of those things where, I can't see how he doesn't. He's just that good. All right, let me read off what happened and our last pick of the draft. So Hunter Brown, Patrick Sandoval, Tyler Anderson, read the meters
The
running.
meter's running. The meter's running.
Kendall Graveman, Dylan Florlo, Aaron Angeby, AJ Minter, get the mint, and Edward Cabrera just
Cabrera,
went.
that's a good pick. Good pick.
Trevor Bauer, that's an interesting pick, especially at a flyer for this.
He's
Danny
probably not
J.
playing this year. If we're
Probably
being
not.
real. If we're being real, he would have been signed already. He would have been in a camp, getting ready, but it doesn't look like it's happening.
Danny Jansen and Anthony Rendon. That was a great pick.
Great pick. Great pick with Anthony Rendon there.
The only problem is we're still filling up our lineups and not our bench. So
Yeah.
I think we've pushed him up draft boards as well. So
definitely.
We have a choice here, Dom. So we can either go starting pitcher or we can go and get Mr. Dominguez.
Yeah. You're finally on the bandwagon, Matt, or?
To be honest, I just see a guy that has an opportunity to have the job, and it's the last pick of our draft here.
I'm trying to see this.
Or we go Mr. Lauer.
Eric Lauer is good. Is there anyone else there that I like? It does get kind of middling at that point.
Let's see. 12-man league, so I mean,
yeah. Let's see. Sir Anthony Dominguez. At this point, I just want to see what. Did they have the projection there for him or no? His projection. How many saves is that? What did it say? 11. Yeah. I mean, realistically, if I was actually wanted to play out the year with this team, I'd probably take a closer. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of anybody there. I mean, Brandon Hughes had a pretty good end of the year last year for the Cubs. He's probably going to be the guy closing there to start the year. Eric Lauer is a good pitcher, though. He's a very, very solid pitcher. Matt, I'll let you make the final call. I mean, at the end of the day, I would like to take a catcher, but none of them are really catching my eye. I mean,
we already have a catcher.
Lauer, I mean, closer. I'm so sorry. My head's all over the place here.
Yeah, you've been on catcher since like pick 8.
Yeah, I know, man. But yeah, I'm not mad either way. If we go closer here, which is probably what I would do.
Yeah, I think Dominguez would be the right pick no matter what at this point, even if we were going in the pick in our bench. Because like the guy I would pick as a starting pitcher would be Lauer. Because
I do like Lauer though.
Yeah, Lauer's going to be great this year, and like you look at all these other names here, and I'm not really a fan of pretty much anybody but him. And well, there's Mackenzie Gore as well, who is a nice little flyer as well. But I mean, hey, screw it. Let's just do it. Let's get Dominguez and let's call it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
Let's see. Maybe they'll like our team more than normal. We're at a C. But it is what it is, guys. Well, just to say that draft wizard goes by their own projections, and no projection system ever hits the nail on the head. Otherwise, we would know exactly how to draft our team. So I think this is a very solid team. To be honest, I would probably give it about a B, around a B grade. I think we did a pretty good job here.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, we're a little light on the steals, but I mean, let me read it off, and then I'll kind of give my breakdown so everybody knows what we're working with. So at catcher, we have Logan O'Hoppe. First, we have Vinny Pasquantino. Second, Vaughn Grissom. Short, Fernando Tatis. Third, Nolan Arenado. Outfield is going to be Soto, Eloy, Kris Bryant. Our 2 UTs are Nico Horner, Oscar Gonzalez. And our starting pitchers are Justin Verlander, Nasty Nestor. We got Blake Snell, Luis Severino, Jeffrey Springs, Grayson Rodriguez, and Sir Anthony Dominguez as far one of our closers, Clay Holmes and Leon Duran. So I would say probably a B+.
Balanced.
Very balanced. We have plenty of power. We have amazing average. We're going to have counting stats out to wazoo. And we can compete. See, remember, we're playing in a head-to-head league. So we just got to beat the guy that we're facing that week in steals. We don't have to win the season. So that's the difference between roto and head-to-head. So, I'm really confident in stolen bases in this format. This was roto. probably would have drafted a tad bit different, where like we probably would have scooped up a little bit more of the stolen bases. So that's where, like I say, B plus. I actually, now that I'm talking myself into an A minus, because I mean, very balanced hitting, and then the pitching, we have strikeouts for days between Verlander, Nestor, Blake Snell, and Severino. There it is, and then the other guys are going to be K per nine guys, and we have three closers that are going to have the job at least for the start of the season and get us saves and be able to beat a team week in and week out as long as the opportunities are there for our closers. So this is a strong team in my opinion.
Yeah, Matt, I'm right on board there with you, and not too much else I can add to that. So, guys, I think that's going to be it for today. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review. Also, check out our website. Our website has a lot of great information about us. You can find access to all of our episodes there, and also has Matt and I's rankings. Our rankings are based off of head-to-head category leagues, or Roto works for that as well. Thank you so much for tuning in and making us your first listen each and every day, guys. I'm going to promote somebody different here today. I'm going to promote as your second listen every day. Check out Locked On Astros. We will be on the Locked On Astros podcast. It will probably be premiering. Probably will have premiered by the time that you have watching this. So make sure you can go back and check it out. They're available everywhere, including YouTube. And we will be back tomorrow providing you with our shortstop rankings. But until then, see you.
Peace.